Shalom, all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachakodash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of GMS who rule well, who I learned this truth from, and salutations and blessings to you elect out there, starting with the 144,000 on down. So this is a video I'm going to play of this Gadite who pretty much is explaining why the majority of the 10 tribes, not just Gad, mainly Gad, but they called the continent, right, of at least the USA. The USA is called Turtle Island. Okay, and this guy, he breaks it down. He goes off on some things after, so I'm gonna play about maybe 5 to 6 minutes of it, and we'll see where the spirit takes us. But pretty much, this is going into also stewardship. The earth needs new management. This place is out of order, out of whack. It says this place is whack. This place is a land of darkness, right? There's no order. That's in the book of Job. But this place is so messed up. Everything is artificial, right? The food is seedless. You got all kinds of different gene splicing foods, fake meat, 3D printed meat. Anyway, let's get into it.
At North America, I began to see what the elders were talking about when they recounted the story of the Turtle Island. This would be North America. There are 13 mountains in North America, and this is where I come from, on top of this mountain. That would be in Quebec. And then you would have the Pennsylvania, New York State mountain. And then you would have Virginia, and then Louisiana. And then you would have Northwest Territory, Ontario, Manitoba, Colorado, New Mexico, and Texas. And then you would have Saskatchewan, Wyoming, Utah, and Arizona. And Grandpa told a part of the story. He says that the turtle was tilted sideways a bit. And this would be the Rockies. So what we see as Newfoundland, Nova Scotia, Long Island, would be the tip of the mountains over here. Baffin Island would be the tip of that. Began to see the turtle here. And the tectonics would follow the marking of the turtle as well. So they had 6 rivers, which is part of the constitution of the Six Nation. The Six Nation meaning the animal nation, the bird nation, the fish nation, the plant nation, and the insect nation, plus the human. That would be the 6. Those are the creatures of North America. So in the 6 rivers, you would have we got to get the blue so we could see the river system. So you would have the St. Lawrence, Mississippi, Colorado, Fraser, Mackenzie, and Churchill. So this would be the arteries, 2 from the neck, 2 from the armpits, and 2 from the back leg. Now what we call Cuba, Dominican Republic, Haiti, and all those islands are the knuckles sticking out of the water. And as my grandfather said, yeah, the turtle is tilted sideways a bit, so it's underneath the water. So this is what I began to see as I studied geography, geology, yeah, how everything is dispersed upon North America. And then when you look at Greenland, you could see the ice sticking out of the water on one side, and there's a mountain on the other side. I thought I was going crazy at one point. Yeah. The mountain ranges in Mexico follows the center, the tail. Yeah. Where they say the meteor fell at, in the Gulf of Mexico, is actually the floor of the ocean, where you see in three-dimensionally the back leg and the tail and the actual floor of the ocean, which is the same depth on the other side of the turtle's tail. So anyways, this is one continent that we're talking about.
And that's deep because, you know, and he's going to go into it more. I'm going to play a bit more. I said 5-6 minutes, but there's another point I wanted to get, because he breaks down the land as a living organism. And he breaks it down in a way where you see everything is interconnected. The what Esau calls the what does he call it? The ecology, right? Or the you know, in the environment, ecological system, right? Everything is interconnected, from ants. You know, if you get rid of ants in certain places, it's going to cause a chain effect, and it's going to cause this, and it's going to cause that, and so forth and so on. You know, something as small as ants, or some species, or something, or even some plants, or whatever the case is. You know, and these 10 tribes, they really knew how to take care of the land, man. Jake in general, the Israelites, that's our job, right? When you look up actually even the word, one sec, steward, all right, steward, official in charge of the domestic affairs of a large household, right? And the planet is a large household. That's Jake. What does the scripture say? The earth was created for you, for thy sake, right? The book of 2nd Esdras. Down here it says word, meaning guard, or weird. Guard, perceive, watch out for, right? So what do you watch out for? You watch out for the planet. You know, you live in a cyclical manner where you live with the seasons. You don't battle the seasons. Esau battles the seasons. What do I mean by that is he messes the planet up so much, okay? And then he'll blame cows farting. He'll blame you driving your car. And these billionaires are taking flights like you take a cab, like you order up an Uber, okay? And way more, you know, when they dug in the earth deep with the CERN program. Who told them to do that? You know, HARP, all these different COINTEL programs that they have, these or not COINTEL Slovakia, these covert programs. You know, oh, we got caught, it's a conspiracy, you're crazy. You know, but Esau, you're the one jacking up this planet, man. And you're, like I said, you're rebelling against seasons because you don't follow the land Sabbath. You don't care about agriculture now, pretty much, because you say, look, we got lab meat, we got lab grown vegetables, we have artificial food, we have GMOs. We don't need that old husbandry way of life. Getting up when the cock crows, okay, when the rooster crows, you get up, that's your alarm clock before the sun, you know, and then you work, you sweat, you till the land, and then you reap your reward. Right, you reap the fruit. Okay, we don't need that kind of life. That's what I mean by he rebels against the seasons, man. Okay, he rebels against nature. But let's keep going.
In the other continent is that they say they create the people kill their god and they cut off their head, which would be the time of Ulysses, where he blinds the giant, the cyclone. That would be our third eye. So I began to look at what the world looked like on the other side. Like they say, the native people pick up the head, and they were supposed to bring it back at one point. So they tied it to the turtle's tail.
Hold on, real quick.
Now there's two currents in the ocean. One going up north, and the other one going down south, passing by Australia, coming to bounce off South America and back up to hit Asia. And this would be the arteries. And you see the tempo every time there's an hurricane. And the tempo seems to get faster in the last few years, which means it's emptying out. The artery, it's like when you cut off the neck and you got two arteries and they're pumping blood. And this is what creates the pressure in the ocean. It creates a disturbance in the ocean, which creates a disturbance in the air, which creates the tornado, the hurricane. So one of them goes up and the other one goes down and goes around the world before hitting Asia. As I studied oceanography, the lake is like this. And once you put the head back here, you see this creature.
Khan, so let's go into that point, right, where he's talking about arteries, where he was talking about America and the rivers, and what does Esau do with the waters? He creates dams, rivers dry out, rivers are polluted and contaminated. Sewer runoff goes into certain rivers and lakes, bodies of water, right? So this is from Grok about pretty much this whole concept, right, regarding rivers. From an ecological perspective, rivers function much like a body's circulatory system because they move water, nutrients, sediment, fish, and organic matter. When rivers are heavily dammed or diverted, scientists have documented effects such as fish migrations being blocked, wetlands drying out, fertile sediment no longer reaching downstream farms and deltas, water temperatures changing, affecting aquatic life, increased erosion in some places, and sediment buildup in reservoirs, reduced biodiversity. So what does that mean? Anti-life, pretty much. Okay, life is supposed to be biodiverse. Life is supposed to spring forth, right? Be fruitful and multiply. That's from the fish to people, man. Everyone's supposed to. This planet is overly big enough for you to be fruitful and multiply, man. Only a anti-human, only a devil would tell you the earth is overpopulated. There's not enough food. There's not enough space. We gotta cut down the human population. Only a demon would tell you that. Satan will tell you that. Okay. You got to think about that. It's bugged out, man. So the analogy of rivers as arteries has real ecological value, even though it is metaphorical. As for removing gold, silver, and other minerals, because he mentioned that. But again, I don't want to play the whole video. It's a little bit long. But he mentions that. He mentions about when you remove an excess of minerals like gold, copper, not in a balanced way, you affect the land, you affect the rivers and the whole system of water, pretty much. Okay, you have ponds, streams lead to rivers to lakes, to oceans. Okay, pretty much. So it's all interconnected, right? Like the St. Lawrence River goes into the ocean, right? It leads out there. So it's all interconnected. It says mining can certainly damage ecosystems if done irresponsibly. It can lead to habitat destruction, erosion, acid mine drainage, and contamination from heavy metals. However, there is no established, again, you have to say that, no fact that gold or silver must remain in the ground because they act as electromagnetic receptors necessary for the Earth's health. That idea belongs to certain spiritual or metaphysical teachings rather than mainstream geology or geophysics. And again, when you don't do things in a balanced manner, like when Solomon had his fleet come here, his navy, guess what? They weren't just pillaging and taking shit and cutting down everything. And Solomon was a peaceful man. He was a balanced man. And there was peace during his reign, 40 years. So that was a man of balance. Okay? So let's get some scriptures. Let's go to the book of Isaiah 65:17 AMP, and this is going to be in the new earth, man. This is what we're looking forward to. Behold, I am creating new heavens and a new earth, and the former things of life will not be remembered or come to mind. Meaning this life, where we're living right now, the former things of life. Okay? How we're living, how our mannerisms, how we got to survive, what we got to do, how we got to act, what mentality, interactions with women. We're not going to be even thinking about shit like that, man, because it's going to be a different level of living. But be glad and rejoice forever over what I create. Behold, I am creating Jerusalem to be a source of rejoicing, and her people a joy, a source of rejoicing. That means a great time. Okay? I will also rejoice in Jerusalem and be glad in my people, and there will no longer be heard in her the voice of weeping and the sound of crying. Okay? Let's go to the book of Ezekiel 36. Book of Ezekiel 36 and 29 AMP. I will also save you from all your uncleanness, and I will call for the grain and make it abundant, and I will not bring famine on you. I will multiply the fruit of the tree and the produce of the field, so that you will not suffer again the disgrace of famine among the nations. Then you will remember clearly your own evil ways and your deeds that were not good, and you will loathe yourselves in your own sight for your sins and for your outrageous atrocities. I am not doing this for your sake. That was the point, actually. But again, it's gonna be, it's just gonna be such a different level, man. It's gonna be something we can't even imagine, right? That's in the book of Isaiah as well. Ear had not heard, eye had not seen what the Lord hath prepared for those that wait upon him. All right, Salakia, this is Ezekiel 36 now, right? I'm gonna go up to verse 10. I will multiply people on you in the AMP, all the house of Israel, indeed, all of it. The cities shall be inhabited, and the ruins will be rebuilt. I will multiply on you man and animal, and they will increase and be fruitful, and I will cause you to be inhabited as you were formerly, and I will do better things for you than at your beginning. Then you will know with great confidence that I am the Lord Yahweh. Right? And that's amazing. That's not something to look forward to. That's everything to look forward to. That means put your life on the line. Okay? So anyway, Shalom Kahala Yahweh Bashem Yahushai Bashem Rachakodash.